Hola replicantes, muy buenas a todos. Estamos de vuelta. Ha pasado casi 2 semanas desde que se celebró Eurovisión y ha venido a España GJON'S TEARS, el representante de Suiza, que bueno, quedó tercero en la clasificación final. Una fantástica posición para Suiza que hacía tiempo que no conseguía y ha sido gracias a una canción en francés muy bonita que todos conocemos por el programa de Rocío, Contar la verdad para seguir, viva, y que a los españoles parece ser que también les ha gustado mucho. Thank you so much for coming to Spain. Gjons, how do you feel?
Muchas gracias to you, and I'm really happy to be here. How are you?
I'm fine. You said before, starting the interview that you had a bit of hangover. I don't know if it's real or not, but the thing is I've had Eurovision hangover.
I don't know if you're speaking about what you are speaking.
But it cannot be like that. I mean, you come into Spain, you cannot leave our country without, a proper party and tapas and fiesta and everything.
I mean, yesterday I really wanted. I saw that here things are open, and so I wanted to try. Actually, after Rocío, we just went to with Blast to a place where there is a lot of music, and also we can also eat there. So we ate a lot of tortillas and tapas.
You know that my mom sent me a message like an hour ago and said the same thing to me. My mom is not a Eurovision follower, but she noticed of everything. She was like, people are commenting on social media that Blast and Gjons went together to a party. Do you know something about it? I was like, Mom,
That's crazy. That's so cute. So, what's her name?
My mom's name is Anna.
Ana. Hello, hola, Ana. ¿Qué tal? Thank you for supporting me and looking at my social media.
She really does. She really does. She really follows, Eurovision and all those things, when I talk to her about it. And by mentioning all of this, I really wanted to ask you, how much does social media make an influence of you, especially having, going through all this process of Eurovision, and during the last few months, it's been really hectic.
It has a certain influence, of course, because people's judgment, even if you're trying to not take care too much of that, is still here. And yeah, so I mean, it's what I love with social media. I mean, I really love social media, and I really hate social media at the same time, because what I really love, I think, like everyone, I really love the fact that you can really speak with people. They can show your work, and not just your music, but also the behind the scenes, the backstages, like, the place where usually they cannot be. So that's crazy. And also, like, yeah, it's a beautiful way to speak with your fans and with all the people who support you. And at the same time, we just don't have to take care too seriously, because people are showing to everyone their best lives. And that's why I'm just in Instagram I mean, I have the other social media because my label need to promote the music and everything. So of course I do it because for my job. But personally, I'm in Instagram because I like the fact that yeah, I can speak with people, with fans in my DMs, and it's just something really easy to understand, because I tried once Twitter and I didn't understand anything. So even if it's really easy, but yeah, so yeah, I think it could have a good influence when we don't take it too seriously.
Is it like because when you are such in a bubble as Eurovision, you are not like using that much social media, but in the end, all the artists posted every update of everything you were going through and experiencing out there. You were one of the most, enjoyable artists. You were like hanging out with a lot of different Blast, for example. You were hanging a lot with Blast in Rotterdam. We all got to see that through the social media. How much was it actually present, social media, during the actual Eurovision experience in Rotterdam?
To be honest, during the Eurovision, I was focused on the Eurovision, so I really couldn't really have time to be on Instagram. I tried to make some stories, as I told you, to show to the people what's happening behind. But and yeah, that's all. But I wasn't like I know I have some friends that released some songs during the Eurovision, and I didn't know, because as I told you, I wasn't so active. I just tried to live fully the Eurovision experience. And of course, I mean, I wanted, it's not like, hey, let's go to Blast and make a picture. It's more like we are speaking, and sometimes we're just having our phone. And when you are with friends, sometimes you just have a moment with your phone, and you're like, okay, let's make a picture. But it's not like, hey, let's go to everyone just to make a picture. So, of course, it could have a certain impact. I mean, I'm speaking about the social media. But as I told you, for me, we don't need to take take it too seriously.
Well, actually, people took seriously by talking about serious things, your performance. There's a lot of things I need to talk about. Like, of course, there was the contest itself, the competition, the results, Måneskin. You won the jury vote, which is something, as you recognize. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. And that you mentioned, like, you got the recognition for the music industry, which is very important, as you said, during the transmission after the jury votes and finished. How would you describe in a word or in a sentence winning the jury vote and your performance, the whole thing, now that everything has finished?
But actually, it was unbelievable because I had problem with my prop. When I was on it, it was moving. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel comfortable. I mean, when you're singing on something and it's moving, you're afraid to fall also. So, and you have to act really like nothing is happening. You're like, okay, I'm just like doing my stuff and nothing is happening. And please focus on not falling. And please, and I'm so happy because the jury didn't first saw that. And also, I mean, I never, because I know that I didn't sing as good as usually. So I was a bit sad. I was like, oh no, it was an important night. And I don't know what happens, but I couldn't do it well because of that things that was moving. And I wasn't feeling good to do it well. So that's the social media part that people don't see. For example, when I finished that, I was like, I was just sad, and also, as I said, really bad because I didn't have the possibility to show everything I wanted. And so still I finished at the first place. So I was just like, unbelievable. Yeah, as I said, it was for me unbelievable. And actually, I'm so happy because I was telling you that we don't show everything. And when it happened, the next day, Blas came to my dressing room, and he really told me, like, he heard a bit about the story, but like I didn't say to everyone, like, hey, I had a problem. That's not normal. It was like I was just sad because I really wanted to make better. And then he just arrived in the dressing room, and he was like, come on, trust yourself, be confident because you're amazing. And I mean, he did it without any interest. He did it just because he has a big heart, and because he's an amazing person. So that's why I'm really happy to have met him, and that's why I was also really happy to come back here. And when I was before I came back for the Rocío show, I said that if he wasn't there, I maybe wouldn't have come to sing my singles, because I really wanted to have him there too. And I wanted also, like, just to spend time together, more time, because singers, there are millions of good singers, but there are not millions of good humans. So I'm really happy that he's here, that I met him, and that he supported me at that time when I was like not confident and a lot doubting. And now we're here, and we are celebrating. But and we're gonna eat together after with his friends and with my assistant all together. And so it's gonna be crazy.
Amazing. Is it like you imagine the whole thing as it finally was? Like, we were talking before you head off to Rotterdam, and then now we're here talking after the whole thing happened. Did you expect such a big stage? Did you expect such a big production? Did you expect how things finally went? Because you mentioned the failure you had in the jury rehearsal, but in the second semi-final, you didn't have that problem. Everything went quite well, right?
Yeah, everything was perfect. I mean, even when it happened, something can happen. That's not a problem. We are all human. We can fail. Something can happen. We don't know what happened with that prop, but like why it was moving. Because normally all the wheels were blocked, so I don't know why it moved. And yeah, and so I mean, some like things happened, and that's not the problem. But it's more like. How can I say that? So that's why I'm really, really happy, and the production was amazing, and all the people were amazing, and it was a crazy, crazy, crazy experience. I'm always saying that because I really think that, but I think it was one of my it was the one of the most beautiful day of my life, because we sometimes we live good things, but we don't have the condition around to really enjoy that. And for the first time, I was really like, I was just like, enjoying that moment, because my family was in the audience, because my label was in the audience, because I was in the green room with the people who wrote the song. I could hug all those people. I could hug my head of delegation, and also my stage director. We were waiting for that moment in so long, so I was really happy, and yeah, crazy experience.
The thing is, Eva was there, Rito was there, the composers were there, Sasha was there, sitting all next to you.
Everyone. What's happening with my hair? Yeah, sorry.
Just hair is perfect. Don't worry about that. Like,
okay,
I don't know. Yeah, like people also were like very, commenting about your outfit. It got many comments. How did you choose that outfit for like the staging? Because the staging itself, it's impressive, but we really want to know why GJON'S TEARS chose that mother. I mean, because I think we were not expecting it.
I wanted to work with local people. I wanted to work with Swiss people, because people from Switzerland, because I wanted to show what we can do locally, and that people in our country have talent. And of course, I could have about everything in a specific place, like in a luxury brand, or I don't know what. But that's what not I wanted for the clothing. I really wanted to have like talented people, and I'm so happy because they are a friend of mine, and we discussed about that outfit. We changed it because before, the outfit that you can see in the red carpet, turquoise carpet, was actually it was actually the first outfit we had, and the outfit from the live on tape. And then we changed it because we changed the color of the prop, because in the live on tape we didn't have the white prop, so it couldn't. The outfit was more white, so we needed something more dark, and they sew the pearls one by one for 83 hours. They really took time to do it well, and I'm so happy because they are really, really talented, and I hope they're gonna work internationally, and because they deserve. And because they are also, as I said before, it's good when you do well your job, but what makes you different from the others is your humanity, and they are also really great people.
Yeah, so they work with you for the live on tape performance, right?
Yeah.
Those are the same designers. Tell me about the live on tape performance, because we were able to watch it during the weekend, and it's quite slightly different from the actual performance. How did it go? Because we were asking you before the contest, how was it? Filming the whole thing beforehand and everything, but now we got to see it. Which one do you prefer?
Oh no, for sure I prefer the final stage outfit. I love both outfits, but what I love the most is my performance. It's like at the end, because we did that live on tape in February, so it's like you have an exam in June. If you make a fake exam in February, are you going to have like a great mark? No, because you normally, when you have a project, you work more at the end of the project. Like when you have like the exam in June, all May you are like, and but in February normally you are like, hey. So it was a bit the same. I was of course I was rehearsing with Sasha in February, but because I knew it was in May, it was a bit more relaxed. So when when I see the live on tape and when I see myself for the final show, I really prefer the final show because I was more ready. So yeah, that's the big difference. And then for the clothes, honestly, I love so much both that it's hard to choose. But because I prefer my performance for the final, I will say the clothes for the final too.
Which one do your family and your team prefer?
Which one in my family?
Yeah, your family, your team, your record label. Has anybody said, Gjons, I think this one will have been better to broadcast instead of the actual performance? I mean, we're talking about live on tape.
Yeah, no. Everyone preferred the real one because it was, as I said, the real one, and because it was more prepared. I think that's the biggest difference.
Is it like, okay, because the live on tape performance was meant to be used in case the delegation couldn't perform, in your case, you couldn't perform on stage. Were you afraid at any point during the 2 weeks of Eurovision in Rotterdam, such as happened, with Iceland, with Malta, Ukraine at several points, with Duncan Lawrence, of this coronavirus affecting you and your team at any point, not being able to perform in the end?
I think in the beginning, maybe like the first 3 days, because I arrived, I didn't know. I mean, we did the test and everything, but maybe the first time, and then I had nothing to be aware of because, as I told you, we really, really took it strictly. We were all tested, but my delegation was not so close to me. They were always taking distance, even in the bus when we were sitting all the time. I just had like my best friend and my assistant, it's the same person, with me all the time, and we were like a small bubble. And in that small bubble, the delegation was like in a bigger bubble, and like they spoke to my assistant, and she spoke to me. So I had contact with no one, just with her, and yeah, I mean, it was much more like, it was really, really sad because I wanted to spend more time with them and enjoy more, even if we kind of enjoy, because when we were making tour bus and we were like going to the port or on a boat, even if we have distances, we can speak to each other. We can, so it's like good. But of course, it was a bit a weird experience, but I'm so happy that it could happen. And yeah, as I told you, I wasn't so scared about the tests because I didn't have anything to say like, oh my God, I met that person and it's not good. I mean, it could happen, but the difference between me and Daddy, it's like Daddy is with a whole team, and it's like there are a lot of people together. So it's not the same. I'm singing alone on stage, so I have less risk, of course. So obviously, so yeah. And for the others, like for Romania, I think Malta too, in the hotel when they were together, they weren't infected. They were just like afraid that. I mean, they wanted, like, EB wanted to close them just for the red carpet to be sure. So what I mean with this, it's like all the procedure were made great to feel safe and not being scared of those COVID tests.
How many of them did you
My
take?
English is broken.
It's perfect. Don't worry.
Okay. Let's go. Sorry.
How many of them did you take? I took like 6 or 7.
You mean take from what? Sorry.
PCR.
Oh, every 2 days, but then also my delegation asked me to make a test every day. Like, so the rapid tests. Yeah. So we needed to make it in our rooms, all by ourselves.
I mean, let's send from here a big, I don't know how to say, a big hello to all the people from the pavilion test, because the testing pavilion, they were doing an amazing job, during all those days for us, for youth delegations, for every of us, because it's impressive. We didn't actually meet in person in there, but I was watching you from the audience. Yeah.
That's so crazy. No, and like, yeah, I'm so happy that it really could have happened, because we were waiting for this in so long, and to have 500 people, to have like all these real people, and
Yeah.
like all this possible, it was really crazy and
Yeah,
crazy.
the audience. How did you feel about the audience, being surrounded by all the audience? Didn't you expect it before? I mean, because it was actually more audience than the one that we expected.
Yeah, that's crazy. But at the same time, I was so focused on my performance, and it's 3 minutes. It's not so much, So but they gave us the energy to perform well. I really think so, because without audience, it would have been horrible. But yeah, I mean, they gave us the energy to perform well, but at the same time, I wasn't so listening to them. I was like, okay, the camera, okay, the movement, okay, the prop, and everything.
Yeah, we got Tix and FMB having a love story.
Oh yeah.
Did GJON'S TEARS have a love story with any other contestant?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm too much in love with food and with stroopwafel from there. So that was my love story. I'm thinking about it really, really deeply, but I don't think so. No.
Okay, but did you feel in love? Did you feel in love with Barbara Pravi? I mean, 2 French songs came on top in the jury's vote. Why do you think Europe and the music industry professionals decided 2 songs in French to be on top this year? Because it's been quite odd. It's really
I don't think it's the English. I think it's more the authenticity. I mean, because Italy won, and it's not French. Ukraine was fourth at the 4th place, or 5, I don't remember. And it's in Ukrainish. How do you say that?
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian. And yeah, so I mean, it's not special. I don't think it's especially the French. Even if, of course, if you look at the industry, you have more and more like reggaeton. So we have a lot of Spanish. You have more and more like French trap or rap. So in the radios. So of course we get more and more used to. I mean, I was in that club yesterday with Blaz, and the half of the songs were in French. So so of course French has taken a bigger place in the industry. But then you have also, I mean, you have to understand that it's like live TV. So so then it's your performance that makes a difference. And I don't think it's especially the French. I think it's just like we presented really authentic stuff. Like, I mean, Italy was doing something not like, hey, I'm going to go to Eurovision, let's make something for Eurovision. They were like, no, we're just going with our identity. And Barbara Pravi has that French identity that when everyone thinks about the baguette and the beret, they can see that in Barbara, because like she has that identity. And I think it's more this, it's more like the identity we want to defend. So and that's why people liked it, because it's, I don't think a lot of people understood French or even Ukrainian, but still they were touched, or they voted. So yeah, so they liked it. And I think it's more because it's the identity. As I said, Ukraine was so different than the others, and I love that. And it's more an identity reason.
I'm sure. I mean, there's also, you mentioned authenticity, and you mentioned of everyone having their own self identity on stage. Albania really got that. 12 points from televoting, 12 points from jury. Your grandfather was in the audience. How do you think the reaction was in your home country?
It was amazing. People were really, really happy for me and for Angela, because she's amazing. I mean, it's the same. The last week I was in Albania, and I was spending so much time with her, because yeah, she's also, I mean, I forgot to say her before. She's really, as I told you, it's like there are people behind just musicians or singers, and that's the most important thing. And I love those people, and especially, you see sometimes people on stage and they are like, yeah, and like that's me. And then you see them out of stage, and I'm like, is it okay? Did I do it well? And that's so funny to have like that contrast. And it's so cool to see that finally we are all human with our failures, and yeah, and that's beautiful. And that's why I love to spend time with Blas, with Angela, and so I'm so proud of her because she did amazing first, but also because she's a great person, a great singer, as I said before, but especially because she's really someone kind, and she share her love, and I'm so happy for her that she finally, I don't remember her like rates or places, anyway, I don't care. I'm so happy that I'm so happy that she did it so perfectly good, and that she was so amazing on stage.
And well, you won the jury vote. We mentioned that. In the end, you got the 6th place from the televotes. Did you expect to win? Were you afraid of not taking it in the end? How much did you like?
Wait, from the televoting,
was it 6th place?
You mean me?
Yep.
I think I finished at the 3rd place.
Was it 3rd?
Yeah, I finished in the top 3. Yeah.
Anyway, my question, how it was addressed, was it? I wanted to know whether you consider, because you were in the top of everyone actually. You were like having a lot of attention in Spain. You were having a lot of attention on social media, in the bookies. Malta was the main favorite before the competition. Then it dropped to the 7th place in the overall ranking. You won the jury vote. So the thing is, did you have any expectations after the jury votes finished? And were you surprised that Italy eventually took the victory? How much do you like Maneskin and Siti e Buoni?
I wasn't so expecting anything because, for me, especially like everyone was like, "Are you stressed during the points, the counting points?" And I was saying no, because I mean I did my job. My job was on stage. I stressed a lot before going on stage, but then when I finished my performance, then I cannot do anything else. It's in people's hand. So yeah, I was just like waiting and celebrating because I was happy of what I did, because I could speak with my grandfather, because I could see my parents, because I could see my team. So I was really happy, and I was really trying to realize everything, to understand that also like to see people differently, like Sasha, because for example we did so many, like she was my not my boss, but I mean we worked together. She was my co-worker, and then at the end, when we are in the green room, she's like just my friend, because it's finished, because because we are not rehearsing in the green room, it's finished. so I mean I wasn't expecting anything from the voting, and I was just so happy that I finished at the 1st place. I couldn't really realize during the 12 points moments, because I was just looking at the head of delegation, and I was like, oh, okay, it's happening. Okay. Okay. I forgot, like I was in another world. And when Italy won, for me, it wasn't so a surprise, and I'm so happy that they won, because as I said, for me, they really have an identity and something special to them. Of course, then for me, my personal winner was Lithuania, because I really like the group. I really like discotheque. For me, the song was really super tight, precise. And when I saw the whole show, then I also thought that Ukraine could have won, because they deserved it a lot. For me, I'm speaking about me. But yeah, that's my taste. And to be the first one, it's not being the best, but it's more being the most likable. And sometimes when you are the most likable, you like to stay in that place because you're a human. We want to be liked, of course. And so sometimes when you are in the most likable place, you forget to work, because you're like, oh, everyone's loves me now. And so I'm sure that Maneskin is going to continue working hard, and that's the only hope I have. It's like, I really hope they're gonna stick with their music, that they will not party too much because they won, and I hope, but I'm sure, I mean, they deserve to party, to do everything. But yeah, as I told you, for me, it wasn't a surprise because, as I said, for me they were really authentic and they were really good on stage. But then, of course, in my personal taste, I liked it a lot, but they were the winner in my personal taste, because as I told you, I was really thinking that Lithuania will win, and when I saw the first semifinal in the hotel from the hotel, I was like, oh my god, it's so tight, it's so like the singing is perfect, the dance is perfect, the concept is so well worked. So yeah, so for me it was my personal winners, but like for you it's someone else, for someone else it's someone else. But they really deserved, Italy really deserved, and I'm really looking forward to listen to their next albums and so on.
You might have heard what the problem with Spain at Eurovision is, because Blas ended up really well. 4 countries got 0 points from the televote. One of them was Spain. What's the problem? You know, from the outside, we really want to know, how do Europeans see our, you know, role at Eurovision? Because we don't know what's happening. He's a really good singer. He's a really nice voice. The performance was really emotional and was.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I cannot answer honestly. Why? I mean, it's so hard to say. I don't know. For me, it was like for me that was horrible. You know, like that's something I didn't expect at all. It was the same with James. I mean, James Newman. I mean, 0 from televoting and 0 from the jury. It's like horrible because I mean he has been working so long in those songs. And at the end, you know, as I told you, it's like you need to focus on yourself and be someone good, and life will come. It's like karma, and will send you good vibes, because you know it's not finishing in the first place that it means that as I told you, you're gonna have a crazy career. There are so many winners that we're not listening to them anymore. You know, like, and people, especially like people that they were crazily like that was like the winner, and today we're not so much listening to their album. So we just need to continue working and not focusing on those things, and at least it's just a contest, and we cannot be all on top, we cannot be all winners. And we are just like winning experience and good time and good meetings and contacts and so many things, and good conditions, because it's a crazy stage with crazy technicians. It was an amazing moment, and yeah, that's the only thing we can ask for, and the rest then it's not in our hand. If people didn't vote for Spain so much, it's like it's not Blas' fault, and it's not. You really have to support him, or because I mean, so I heard like some people are like, yeah. Before Eurovision, I remember when I come to Rocío, everyone was like, yeah, it's a really good song. And then when he sang and he finished not at the best place, people were like, oh no, it was a bad song. And you know, and I just feel it's a bit sad to stop supporting someone just because just because the something that it isn't in his hand is happening, and that's life. And you know what is funny? It's like James finished not so good, but at the end he's the only one who received the at night we were like, at that moment we were like taking a drink when it was finished. Finally we could have see each other closer, and he's the only one who received a mail from Ed Sheeran, who received support from Coldplay, you know. So I mean, that's crazy how it's not important to be the first one, but it's more important than to have occasion to create a career.
Yeah, definitely. Now you are going further, you're going beyond, and you are here in Spain promoting your song. How was it? Because you came to Rocío before Eurovision, you have come back. Now the story for the audience in television has come to an end. Of course, she has been suffering a lot. There's so much to heal. There are a lot of scars to heal. But from your perspective, you performed your song on a rooftop yesterday. It was really impressive. My mom was watching, of course. I was watching.
Nice. Did you like it?
I did. But such a different environment from Eurovision. I think I don't know how to define it. It
was a really, really good idea to make it in a rooftop. I loved on a rooftop. I loved that idea. I really loved that idea.
How did they propose to do it on the rooftop? How did they?
I didn't know. I arrived at the hotel and they were like, okay, maybe take something more warm because we're gonna sing outside. I was like, what? And they said, yeah, it's gonna be in the rooftop. I was like, what? And then I couldn't expect when I was there. Then I was like, oh, crazy. And then it was even more. I mean, it was even more crazy because they put a camera guy in like you know those constructions thing, you know, like the crane, like the crane, and they put someone there to film. And I was like, I mean, what's the budget of this show, please? You know, it was amazing.
Did you finally shake hands with the producers? After it all happened at the beginning, was it all okay?
Did I what? Sorry.
Hands, like everything came out as you know. It's there was like a misunderstanding with you.
Yeah, no. It was really good, and yeah, it was a really good moment. They really liked the performance. I really liked the place we did that, and it was also for me really important to come back because, as I said, because Laz was here. Because I wanted, I wanted to sing my song again, and because in that format it was interesting, and I loved that idea. It was fun.
Which message are you sending?
I'm sorry, but we have to.
Yeah. I know. It was a final question.
Yeah.
Which message are you sending to Rocío and the story behind her? And where is Switzerland and GJON'S TEARS heading off now? Projects? Are you coming back to Spain again to perform? What are you going to do?
Oh my God, what can I say for Rocío?
A lot of
I mean, I don't know her well, so I just like I will just say that I wish her to stay strong as she did till now, and just to take care of herself, to take time and yeah, it's it's not so easy to show your life in a documentary in front of so many people because then you can be so easily criticized. So it's a really crazy choice to take that choice and to show your life. And so yeah, I don't know her, but I can see that she is a really strong woman, and that's that's really nice to see that. And yeah, and so I wish her the best. And for me, as I told you, I signed in a French label, so I'm gonna make an album. That's my next project, and so it's just like we are trying to go as fast as we can, but also just taking the time artistically because I don't want to miss something, and I want to work with the right people. So yeah, so we'll see.
We will see. Thank you so much for being
with us. You.
Pleasure. Enjoy Madrid. I'm sure it's not the last time we meet, John.
I'm sure I will be there too.
Yeah, okay. We'll be by your side as well. Good luck with all the projects coming, the album. We cannot wait. Looking forward, and have fun in Madrid.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay.
Pues estas han sido las palabras de GJON'S TEARS, el representante de Suiza de Eurovisión, tras actuar en el programa de Rocío en Mediaset, en Telecinco. Nos despedimos. Muchas gracias por seguirnos. Si no os habéis suscrito, podéis hacerlo en el botón de abajo y nos vemos muy pronto, replicantes.